Hi everyone, SD Mountain Man. I talked about a Fatwood video, and here's the deal. You'll see in the thumbnail, the first couple times I did it, it was 12.2 pounds, and every time I tried to take a picture, the doggone thing would either disappear, or the one couple times, I'm leaning over trying to, I got a sliver. Leaning over, it wanted to flip the doggone thing sideways because I was leaning too much. But I wanted to get the Fatwood and the scale in there. I tried doing it out here on the table, but with the sun, I couldn't read the doggone thing, couldn't see it, couldn't even see what was coming on. But anyway, let me, I don't know if this will work or not. There's down inside, there's spots inside, and some of the, not so much this side, but down inside, this was upside down, must have been when it was there. And I'll tell you a little bit of story about it. Yeah, leave it like that. So this is at the gold mine that I got to go panning at. It was kind of my birthday present, really late, but came out, we did it during Sturgis time. But down inside there, yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's you'll see specks of mica and iron pyrite and type stuff like that. But I can see it in the sun anyway. But yeah, 12.2 to 12.4 pounds is what it come out to be. And so here's the deal. The guy that was running this little operation there, he had his own, him and his wife, fiance, whatever it might have been. 2 years ago, the federal government come in and told them shut down with the whole Green New Deal. They got property, or well, I don't know what property, they got mineral rights to this one area. And so what they do is I don't know how they advertised or whatever, but they take people out, show them how to, pan for gold. They'd sloosh and pan and whatever, and what little bit they got, and they're making money off it. Well, they couldn't do that off of, Park Service land or something like that, whatever, the Green New Deal thing. And so they got shut down in 24 hours, had to pack up. So then they'd hooked up with this other place, and what they did is set up on the hillside. We walked up the hill from down at the road parking lot. We walked up the hill, and they had off on this side, they had one deal, like little holes, and then on the other side was holes, and that was newer holes. He didn't know anything about them. It's kind of been hit and miss, whatever. But this side here, there's a couple holes that were good for gold, but you really had to work at it. And I got video of me swinging the pickaxe and sparks flying and stuff like that. Wife hiked up there with her boot on and everything, and yeah, I dug there for a while and I got wore out. Then I went to the next hole by the birch tree, and there was a lot of lead found there, a lot of pellets, shotgun pellets and stuff like that, bullets or whatever. I don't know if it was shooting range or whatever back in the 1800s, whatever the deal was. But really cool place. Got to shoot in the breeze with the kid and found out the whole story of how they got started there 2 years ago. And I was talking about how I wanted to spend some time out in the hills, find some Fatwood, some chaga, and this and that. Well, yeah, I might have some Fatwood here. When we cleaned this out to make this deal, they had some Fatwood. We burnt most of it up, but at the end of this, I'll have to look around. And so kind of hit it off with the kid and whatnot. And he's telling me about the whole story about how they had this property. And so what they did is they put in these stock tanks, I don't know, 30, 40 gallon, whatever they might have been, like staggered downhill with a sluice in between each one. And then had down at the bottom one had a pump, some kind of pump to pump the water up around. It just kept flowing on both these two lanes going downhill. And the time we were there was a family of 4 and me, so that was all it was. So it's kind of nice to have one-on-one, pretty much learning how to do stuff. And anyway, at the end of things, I was talking about the birch bark and whatnot, and oh yeah, help yourself. So I went over and found some dead birch laying over there, so I peeled that off, put it in a Ziploc baggie, a green bug flying around. And then, oh yeah, Fatwood. Let me look up around. He looked around the shed there, and here he come out with his doggone stump. I was like, oh man, that was so cool. So yeah, I come out of there with my I don't know, 10 to 12 gold flakes. Each flake was about $1. he figured flakes are about $1. And if I filled that tiny little jar, if I filled it at $1,200 right that day, that's the way things are. But anyway, that's my Fatwood. I gotta take the hose to this to get some of the dirt and stuff washed off it. Well, I don't know. I might just take a Sawzall blade to it and hack some pieces. I don't know. See how that goes. I don't know if that'll work or not. I thought about circular saw. I don't know. I'll try and cut. See where that kind of branch is. Kind of maybe cut that there somehow. Maybe cut it here somehow. I don't know. I on the second, I think it was, yeah. Well, on the one night on the way back home, I pulled it out of the trunk of the car and I peeled some off here and started a fire with that before I went swimming and fishing that evening. But anyway, that's it for me. There's my Fatwood and my little story about the Fatwood I picked up. Very gracious of the kid, and well, not to mention that, he was telling me about this property he's got the mineral rights to. I said, well, that'd be cool to go out and see, because it's only a few miles out of town. And I was like, well, I'll give you the address. Go out there and take a look around. He says, pan if you want to, just don't tell anybody. So anyway, that was pretty cool of him. Anyway, that's it for me, SD Mountain Man out. Appreciate you watching. Thank you. Have a great weekend.